A new park is announced, Mount Tabor Park gets an upgrade, and police form a new partnership. This and more up next on this week's edition of Lexington Now. I'm Neil Noah, and this is Lexington Now for the week of October 22nd, 2018. A new park has been announced on Buckhorn Drive at a ceremony held by city officials.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. That was a good morning. Wow, it's great to have all the Parks team out here this morning, or at least a lot of the Parks team out here. As Monica said, she sent an email and said, let's crowd the winter circle this morning. This is just great. You know, this is another product of our Parks Master Plan that we introduced, that we finished last year, earlier, actually, Monica, spring of 18, earlier this year. And we're now in implementation of it. And, you know, when we did that plan, we did a survey and we asked folks what they would like to see in their parks. And many said, you know, more walking and biking opportunities and opportunities for families. One of the newest park right here at Buckhorn, or called Buckhorn Park, will be a 2-acre green space designed for passive recreation. The land here, and some of you all already know, that is already owned by the city and operated by the Division of Water Quality. And Charlie Martin, Charlie, where are you? Right here. Charlie, director of the division for many years, has led the consent decree. I've really enjoyed working with Charlie on that project. He's had to suffer with me. We met almost every 2 weeks to go over the budget and the schedule and all those sort of things. And now Charlie is acting Commissioner of Environmental Quality and Public Works. And so is, in that role, he is responsible for Parks and Recreation. The sanitary sewer improvements that are currently under construction on the property, those improvements will continue. But once that work is completed, this extraordinary space will include walking paths, picnic spaces, new trees, seating, and an open area lawn play area. Now, many of you all know that this new park is surrounded by neighborhoods that are represented by Councilmember Preston Worley. And Preston is, of course, here with us today, and I'm going to ask him to share a few of his thoughts about how excited he is about this new park.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a really, really exciting day. Many people have seen the construction that's going on in the back with the sewer project, and we came out here and we looked and said, what should we do with this property? How can we best use this property in connection with what's already going on? And it's so exciting to see so many different departments in the city come together: Water Quality, Parks and Rec, the Mayor's office, the Council office, to now have a neighborhood park right here in the heart of this neighborhood on Buckhorn. It's exciting to see an idea come to fruition. It's exciting to see the city working together and making efficient and creative uses of our city's property. So this is just a fantastic opportunity for this neighborhood, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. I want to thank Monica from Parks, Michelle from Parks had a big part in this, and of course Charlie Martin at Sewer, who has worked. You see this collaboration, and this is how a city ought to run to help its citizens and give something, just a great opportunity for this neighborhood. So thank you.
As the mayor said, welcome to our newest park here at Buckhorn, a 2-acre green space that will mean so much to our local neighbors. Parks are essential to the physical, social, environmental, and economic health of our cities. Mayor Gray and Councilmember Worley, thank you for your vision in providing this space to our residents and to our local neighbors. Charlie Martin, as mentioned, our Commissioner of Environmental Quality and Public Works, has been a great friend to Parks. He truly understands partnering together and leaving what is a needed project for our city, a much improved space for the neighbor. Our Parks team, many of which are with us here today, you are what give me the pep in the step. You are certainly what motivates me to want Parks and Recreation to be the best Parks and Recreation in the nation. So I appreciate your support, your vision, your leadership. You're making our parks clean and safe and really just an enjoyable place every day. Thank you.
Mount Tabor Park on Elk Lake Drive has gotten a few upgrades. We were there for the ribbon cutting ceremony.
Well, welcome everybody. This is great being here in Mount Tabor Park, our new trail that we're dedicating today, a new walking loop and a shelter. I want to welcome especially Councilmember Preston Worley. It is Councilmember Worley's district that we're in. His neighborhoods surround this park, and he's been a big part of this project. Monica, your folks do great work, and what they're doing here is an illustration of the work that we've done on our Parks Master Plan. We finished it last spring, and as part of that plan, we surveyed our citizens. We asked them, what do they want to see in their parks? And at the top of that list was walking trails. That's what we've got right here. A new walking loop. Michelle, you were just telling me, where'd Michelle? Michelle, you were just telling me you've got it memorized by heart, don't you? And it's a 8 now?
It's a figure 8.
Figure 8, okay, we got a figure 8, and then we got the new shelter right here behind us. So what we know is that folks like the parks a lot, and what they like are the walking trails. And that is exactly what we're given through this work that we're cutting the ribbon on today. All right, now, let me turn my page here. Okay, so Preston, why don't you share with us why you know why people love these parks? All right, sir?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you so much. And I want to thank Monica and all the folks at Parks for their hard work here. This is an exciting day. The 7th District is home to some of Lexington's greatest parks, destination parks, but this is a neighborhood park. And that's what's so important. People want to be able to be in an open green space near their homes. And you come out here on Saturdays, Sundays, you see kids playing soccer, you see basketball, but what everybody wants are walking trails, accessible walking trails for those with ADA needs, shelters that people can use. This is the prime example of why a city should invest in its neighborhood parks, and we're so excited to have it. This is a great improvement, so thank you, Monica, and all the people at Parks and Rec that worked hard on this. Thank you.
Preston, thank you. Okay, now I get to introduce Monica Conrad again, and I get to say what I've said recently several times, and that is that we have an outstanding team in our Parks and Recreation Department. They do remarkable work. A lot of them are right here behind me. This represents our leadership in parks. Monica, why don't you share with us what this new park amenity means to everybody? Thank you.
Thanks, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. Welcome to Mount Tabor, one of 105 parks here in Lexington. And as mentioned before, our neighborhood parks provide a place for us to have fun and relax, but they also, again, provide that access to green space, helping build stronger communities and a connection for the outdoors. I really want to emphasize today not only how important those neighborhood parks are to our communities, but how important this is to our team and our Parks and Recreation family. Our landscape architects, Michelle Kasiniak, Joe, and Brad, are the ones who work with our citizens to design walking trails, the #1 requested amenity in our Parks Master Plan. Our project management team with Michael and Tony are out here on a daily basis, making sure that improvements don't cause too much disruption in the daily life of our citizens enjoying our parks. And our maintenance teams, Chris, there are 3 of them, 3 Chris's, Ed, Rob, and Gordon, and Schaefer, they keep our parks clean and safe. They make every visit to our parks an enjoyable visit. And our marketing teams with Halston and Penny and Anthony, they provide community outreach and get the word out about all the wonderful things going on in our parks on a daily basis. So enjoy the new green space here at Mount Tabor, the walking trails and shelter. We encourage you to get out and play. Thank you.
Let's go on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right.
There we go.
Lexington Police have partnered with the ATF after the break.
We have an abundance of beauty and natural resources here in the Bluegrass. More miles of running water than any state in the continental U.S. You may not know it, but all our creeks and streams catch water directly from storm sewers on our streets. That means when someone tosses a cigarette butt on Main or Vine, chances are good it'll end up in Town Branch. Leave some pet waste on a sidewalk near Versailles Road, it goes into Wolf Run Creek. So please, don't trash the bluegrass.
I'm Sergeant Randall Combs with the Lexington Police Traffic Unit. Accessible parking is a valuable and necessary resource for people with disabilities, and that includes the striped area next to accessible parking spots. These are access aisles, and it is illegal to park here, even if you have an accessible parking permit.
Access aisles are necessary for me to get into my vehicle. They are there because many of us need that space to use our ramps or to transfer into a wheelchair. It's frustrating when a car is parked in the access aisle because I don't have room to get into my van.
Police and Lex Park are writing tickets when they see vehicles parked in an access aisle, and the fine is $250. Know where and where not to park. Keep the access aisles clear. Thank you and drive safe.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. Lexington's police have formed a new partnership with the ATF to help diminish gun-related crimes. Here's more.
Today we're pleased to announce that a state-of-the-art computer and a whole network of ballistics experts is now available to help us in solving violent crime and getting violent criminals off the street in Lexington. The system is part of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives National Integrated Ballistic Information Network, or NIBIN. As a NIBIN partner, law enforcement agencies have the ability today to capture digital images of ballistic evidence and match them with shell casings from other violent crimes. And what this does it helps establish investigative links that may not have otherwise existed. And as a matter of fact, we have already seen some success in using the program right here in Lexington. We're tackling the problem of gun violence head on, and in a variety of ways. From youth programs, our One Lexington initiative. Laura, thank you for everything. Laura Hatfield, thank you for everything you're doing there. Also, school improvements, and even sophisticated technology like this.
Lexington Police now has its own in-house equipment connected to the ATF's National Integrated Ballistic Information Network, or NIBIN. It's a large computer that takes very detailed 3D images of spent shell casings and puts them into a database of other images. With this technology, our Forensic Services Unit can collect shell casings from a crime scene and link them to other incidents, whether it's across town or across the country. This allows detectives to make investigative connections that otherwise might not have existed, putting us one step closer to getting violent crime off our streets. Lexington Police first started using NIBIN about 3 years ago, but that involved one of our crime scene technicians driving to Louisville once a week to use a NIBIN computer located there. Now we have a much quicker turnaround. We can make those connections not just in a matter of days, but in hours. We are excited and grateful to the ATF for providing NIBIN equipment. This technology works by helping solve violent crime.
I just want to say how much we appreciate the strong support from Lexington Police Department and the other partners that you see here with us today that help make this NIBIN program in Lexington a reality. Used in a timely manner, this technology can provide critical leads for law enforcement investigating violent crimes. NIBIN has the ability to link shootings to other shootings and to link recovered crime guns to shooting scenes. Our law enforcement partners are already finding out how effective this tool can be in disrupting the shooting cycle and making our communities safer.
As you all are aware, reducing violent crime is a core priority for the Department of Justice and for the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Kentucky. Our overall goal is to reduce crime, especially including violent crime. Our goal is not to fill up the prisons, but rather to remove those violent offenders, those most violent offenders from our streets, and to make our communities safer. The NIBIN machine that you've heard Chief Weathers and Special Agent Lowry discuss is an important tool that we can use and engage in our fight against violent crime. It is part of our overall, the use of the NIBIN machine is part of our overall Project Safe Neighborhood strategy, which is based on partnerships. Those partnerships are evidenced by the member agencies. Many are represented here today, particularly the Lexington Police Department, ATF, the local Commonwealth Attorney's Office, and many other agencies that play a role in our fight to reduce violent crime. We are proud to be a part of those partnerships. We are certainly supportive of the efforts of the police department and ATF and are looking forward to continuing those relationships going forward.
This past week, the Small Business Advocate Award was announced at the Pepper Distillery. Our cameras were on hand for the ceremony.
So we're gathered here today to celebrate the success of small business in Lexington, and this is a prime example of it, but also to recognize your mayor for his efforts on behalf of small businesses. Small business is big business here in Lexington. Mayor Gray has helped create a business-friendly environment here in Lexington, making it easy to start and grow a business. And we'll hear about those stories a little bit later. Under Mayor Gray's administration, the Jobs Fund has almost entirely been used by small businesses. Workforce grants have helped train people who many will end up with small businesses. Under the Workforce Grant, the city works with local organizations that train people under the entrepreneurship program, and this year they've already had 5 new businesses started. Mayor Gray and the city partner with the Chamber of Commerce, Commerce Lexington, for economic development efforts. Through that partnership, a rental assistance for SBIR companies was funded. Companies had to qualify at the federal and state level, and then if they located in Lexington, they qualified for a 1-year rental assistance program, bringing more small businesses to Lexington. Also, through the Chamber's partnership, the city funds the Minority and Small Business Program. The director of that program mentors and assists small startups through the business plan phase as well as funding. He also operates a Minority Business Accelerator Program. And in 2011, many of you know, Lexington was ranked by the 4th best city for business and careers by Forbes magazine, the 5th best city for young professionals in 2008, and the 6th best value city in 2011 by Kiplinger. Lexington small business have a true champion and friend in Mayor Gray. And today, the U.S. Conference of Mayors and the Partner America program are proud to recognize him for his efforts. Sean, you want to bring this? On behalf of the U.S. Conference of Mayors and our president, Steve Benjamin, Mayor of South Carolina, and our executive director, Tom Cochran, it is my pleasure to present Mayor Gray with the Small Business Advocate Award for his dedication to the small business community. Mayor?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is everything spelled right?
Everything's spelled right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. All right. Well, Jeff, thank you. Thank you. Thank you all very, very much, and welcome to Lexington, where things are on the right track, especially for small business. Let me also say thank you to the U.S. Conference of Mayors and the Partner America program for recognizing the really extraordinary things that are happening right here in Lexington, especially as they relate to our flourishing small business community. Awards like this one are meaningful because they represent something that's important to all of us, and that is good paying jobs and opportunity. We all know that a good job is important because good jobs give purpose and meaning in life. That belief has only been confirmed in my role as mayor. And that's why I've made it one of my top goals, creating good paying jobs. It takes a good team of people who have their finger on the pulse of things as well, on business trends, and follow the shifts in the business climate. Kevin Atkins, right here. Kevin is our Chief Development Officer. Kevin is our Chief Development Officer for the city. He's been working with me now for almost 8 years. He and our Workforce Development Manager, Elodie Dickinson. Is Elodie here? Elodie is here. Elodie, you are doing great work. They have invested lots of energy, lots of calories, good calories, and a lot of good talent in focusing on the needs of our small business community, in advising and assisting them toward resources that can help them lay the groundwork and find the workers, the employees that they need to make their own investments a success. And as the city also invests, we are seeing results. We'll hear a few of those success stories in just a minute. We're also seeing how these successes can compound themselves. As these small businesses succeed and grow, they pave the way for other successful businesses. And as the list continues to grow, people and organizations that follow along and keep track, they take notice. That's why Lexington has recently been ranked on several national lists as a good place to live, to work, to get an education, even to retire, and was ranked the 4th best managed city in the country.
Fall is here, and as always, that means it's time for Lexington's annual leaf collection efforts. Jennifer Myatt fills us in.
The weather has cooled down, and with it, the trees are starting to change color, and so it's almost time for leaf collection. Leaf collection for Lexington residents who have waste collection starts on November 5th this year. So you need to visit lexingtonky.gov/leaves to find out your leaf collection window for your neighborhood. There's a map on the website, and you can put in your address and find out the dates so you know when to put your leaves out. When preparing your leaves, please make sure to put them in the strip between the sidewalk and the street, or next to the street if you don't have a sidewalk. Don't ever put leaves in the street because those can clog storm drains and cause traffic hazards for cars and cyclists. So make sure you're responsible with your leaves, and you make sure to put them in the grassy area between the sidewalk and the street. In addition to finding your address on the website, you can also sign up for 311 alerts. And basically, you put in either your email address or your phone number, and we can send you a text or an email notifying you about your leaf collection dates, but also other city events and waste collection changes. So if you're interested in that, you can find that information on the leaf collection website as well. If you miss leaf collection on your street, or you have leaves that fall out of your collection window, either before or after, there are other options for disposing of your leaves as well. You have your gray yard waste cart, and that can be put out every week with your recycling and trash carts. And there's also yard waste bags that are included in the At Your Service newsletter that you received earlier this month. If you've run out of leaf collection coupons that were in the At Your Service newsletter, you can call LexCall and schedule a chance to pick up some more at the Government Center. So you have other options if the leaf collection window doesn't work for you.
We're covering several meetings at City Hall this week, beginning on Tuesday with the Environmental and Public Works Committee, followed by the Council work session. On Wednesday, we have the Transportation Policy Committee meeting, followed by the Board of Architectural Review. And we wrap things up on Thursday with the Planning Commission, and then an Ethics Commission confirmation hearing, followed by the regular Council meeting. You can catch all our live coverage on Channel 185 and on our live stream. And you can find any televised meeting archived at lexingtonky.gov/LexTV, or find our other programming here or on YouTube channel LexTV. That's all for this week. Keep up with us on social media and check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For the staff and producers at LexTV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.